A warm greeting to each and every student who is watching this video from ANC team. In this particular video, in this particular session, we are going to discuss a very important topic on mensuration. Initially, let us discuss some beautiful techniques or beautiful shortcuts or beautiful analogies that we can implement in solving mensuration problems for a two-dimensional figure. Later, after learning all the beautiful techniques in two-dimensional figures, let us switch on to mensuration three-dimensional figures. This is what we have in mensuration. We have two types in mensuration. If I call it as mensuration is classified into two types. First thing is it is a 2D figure representation, and the second thing is it's a 3D figure representation. In my 2D figure representation, I will be more interested in finding the length and breadth of the given figure or whatever it is. In my three-dimensional representation, I will be interested in finding length, breadth and also the height. These are the three parameters which are present in three-dimensional representation. Similarly, in two-dimensional representation, I will be interested in finding the area of that particular figure. Similarly, in three-dimensional, I'll be interested in finding the volume. I'll be interested in finding the volume of that figure. In 2D, I'll be interested in finding the perimeter of that particular given figure. Perimeter of that figure is what I need to find. In three-dimensional, I'll be finding total surface area. I'll be finding curved surface area. What is the meaning of this total surface area? What is the meaning of curved surface area? Everything we will understand in detail step by step when we come to three-dimensional figure in mensuration. But our main focus at this present moment is on mensuration 2D figures. That is what our heading also says here. Mensuration 2D is what we are very much interested in understanding at our present scenario. Now, what are the things which are available or which are actually there in mensuration 2D? Which are the figures which you are talking about? They are saying that in mensuration 2D we are going to talk about the area of a figure, perimeter of some figure or whatever it is. Which type of diagram or which type of representation, geometrical representations which you are talking about? There are some representations or there are some geometrical shapes. Let us see one by one. We will understand, probably not too much in detail, because these are things which we will solve it in detail in our geometry class. In mensuration, we will understand probably what is required for our examination perspective. First thing what we are interested, first geometrical figure which we are interested in learning is it's the square. What is the meaning of this square? I am sure that everyone knows this. Diagram is not drawn to the scale. So this is the square. If I name this square as ABCD, if I name this square as ABCD, the beauty about the square is you take any side, you take this side AD, this side AD, the length of the side AD will be equal to the length of the side AB. Similarly, the length of the side AB will be equal to length of the side BC. And similarly, the length of the side BC will be equal to length of the side CD. In simple language, in a square, all the sides will be 100% same. They will not differ even by 0.01 percentage also. If it is differing, it is not considered as a square. The diagram is not drawn to the scale. Maybe it is not exactly equal in all the cases in the diagram whatever I have written. But a square is basically a quadrilateral. What is the meaning of quadrilateral? Quad. QUAD. Quad is nothing but four-sided figure. Quad is nothing but 4. Tri is nothing but 3. TRI, tri. So it is nothing but 3. So it is a quadrilateral. Square is also a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided figure where all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal. In simple language, if the length of this geometrical figure and the breadth of that geometrical figure, if the length and breadth of two geometrical figures are same, then it is said to be square. I hope the idea is clear, sir. Then it is said to be square. Now, this square, whatever we have, suppose if I call the side AB as A, side BC also will be A, side CD also will be A, side AD also will be the same A centimeters or A meters, whatever it is. Now this square has some area which I am shading right now. What is the area of this square? We are not interested in teaching or learning the proof of all these areas at this present situations. Let us only know what is, let us only understand what is required. Area of the square is side into side. Side is nothing but A. Another side is also A. So area of the square is nothing but A square. Sir, I want to know the perimeter. What is this perimeter? Perimeter is nothing but sum of all the sides. If I add this side AB with my another side BC, again with my another side CD, again with my another side DA, if I sum all the sides, sum of all the sides of any geometrical figure is known as perimeter. That means perimeter of a square is A plus A plus A plus A. It is 4 times of A. I hope the idea is clear. Perimeter of a square is 4 times of A. These are all some things which many students are aware of it already, but I want to recap it once before we start solving some basic questions initially, slowly scaling up to some higher level questions also which had come in your examinations. We are mainly concentrating in the entire topic of mensuration, whether it is 2D or 3D. The idea is to solve many questions which had come in the examination, be it bank exam or SSC exams or some of the CAT examinations also. Now, I found out, I understood the area of the square. I also came to know about the perimeter of a square. Suppose I want to find the diagonal. Diagonal in this case is nothing but BD, or diagonal can also be AC, right? What is the length of the diagonal? Diagonal is given by, I am definitely sure that you all know that Pythagoras theorem. I will anyway come back to it when I take right angle triangles. Diagonal of a square is nothing but, this is the hypotenuse. First of all, when it is a square, each and every angle is subtending an angle of 90 degrees. So angle C is 90 degrees. If angle C is 90, this CB is one of the side A. CD is another side, that is also A. So BD is what we are finding, that is nothing but diagonal. Hypotenuse square or diagonal square is nothing but BC square plus CD square. It is A square plus A square 2A square. But I want to find the diagonal. Diagonal is nothing but square root of 2A square, or in other language, diagonal of a square is nothing but root 2 into A. I hope the idea is clear for you, sir. I am damn sure that it is not difficult to know all these things, because these are some things which we have learnt from so many years. These are some of the things what we have learnt from our school days. So I don't think that my students will be facing difficulty in understanding these simple concepts. But I can also say that you are already aware of these things, but I definitely do not wish to start my class without teaching all these basics. Whether you know it or do not know it, my responsibility is to teach you people initially, and then take it forward for some basic level questions initially, and then some extraordinary higher level questions which were original examination questions. Let us carry that step by step procedure, sir, because I always personally believe that the basic foundation is very much important for us to scale up to higher level questions. That is what I have taught in almost all the topics whatever I have taken. I do not want to break my rules. So is the case with my students also. I hope the first geometrical figure what we have learnt is clear for you people. And the second geometrical figure, which is an extension of a square, which you people already again will be aware of, is a rectangle. Sir, what is this rectangle? Very simple. In square, all the 4 sides will be equal, or in simple language, length of the square will be equal to breadth of the square, right? Length will be equal to breadth, then it is called as a square. But in rectangle, opposite sides will be equal. That means AB and CD will be equal, AD and BC will be equal. If I make this AB equal to AD and DC equal to AD, then this rectangle will eventually become a square. That is what you can easily represent it as. I hope the idea is clear. This is my length of the rectangle. Sir, should I call this AB itself as length? No, you can take AD also as length. If one of them is length, then the other is breadth. Or in simple language, if length is equal to breadth, it becomes a square. If length is not equal to breadth, it becomes a rectangle. Rectangle is also a four-sided figure. Rectangle is also a quadrilateral where length is not equal to breadth. Square is also a quadrilateral where length is equal to breadth. That is the only difference between length and breadth. And as I already said you, opposite sides in rectangle, they will always be equal, right? They will always be equal. And what will be the area of this rectangle? I already told you that area of rectangle, area of square is side into side. Here also it is the same thing. Rectangle is also a square, but only little difference is length becomes not equal to the breadth in this case. That's all. That means here also area is side into side. One of the side is L, that is length. Another side is breadth. So area of rectangle is length into breadth. Let us not go in detail about the proof of all these things at this present moment, which we have probably learnt in our school days itself. Sir, what will be the perimeter in this case? Then again it's very simple, sir. Perimeter is nothing but sum of all the sides. So this side is length. CD is also length. It is length plus length. It is 2 times of length. BC is breadth. AD is also breadth. It is 2 times of breadth. So it is 2L plus 2B. Or if I take 2 common factor, okay, let me write it. 2L plus 2B. It is 2 times of L plus B, right? This will be the perimeter of a rectangle. Similarly, can you please teach me what will be the diagonal? The length of the diagonal, can you please tell me what will be it, sir? Length of the diagonal, again it's very simple. BD is the diagonal. Rectangle also, each and every corner will subtend an angle of 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. This will be length. This will be breadth. BD is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square, diagonal square is equal to L square plus B square. But if I want only diagonal, shift that square to the right hand side, it becomes square root. Diagonal of a square root is not that, sorry, diagonal of a rectangle is nothing but square root of L square plus B square, where L is nothing but the length of the rectangle, B represents the breadth of the rectangle. I hope the idea is very, very clear for you people, sir. I hope you are understanding the logic behind solving. Similarly, in this case, I told you about the diagonal of a square, right, sir? So diagonal of a square is nothing but root 2 into A. Suppose if I square it on both sides, diagonal square is equal to 2 into A square. That is what I have written here also, right? Diagonal square is equal to 2 into A square. Now, same logic. Diagonal square is equal to, what is A square? A square is nothing but area of the square. So it is 2 times of A. In place of A square, I will write capital A, which represents area. That means the relationship between diagonal and area of a square is given by D square is equal to 2 times of A. Sir, should I by heart all these formula? Definitely no, not required, sir. It is definitely not required to by heart all these formulas. Maybe some basic representations. What is the length of a square? Length into length. That means side into side, which is nothing but side square. That is something which basic analogies or basic representations, if you know, that is enough. You don't need to by heart each and everything. First of all, we hate something in Anil Nair classes. That's something what we hate the most in ANC is nothing but formula based learning. Yes, unfortunately in mensuration, it is very difficult to solve all the questions without formulas. Yes, we will use formulas in mensuration, no doubt about it. But we will not use formula to a greater extent. Wherever there is no requirement of formula, we will avoid it. Wherever there is no requirement of variable usage, we will avoid it. We will solve it in completely different methodologies, so that you will understand how you should actually solve a mensuration question without by hearting so many formulas which are available. Let us understand only the basics of all these things with basic formulas like, or basic representation like, what is the area of a square, perimeter of a square. No need to know, sir, Should I definitely remember the relationship between diagonal and the area of a square? No, not required. You can derive it when required. I hope you are understanding, sir. You can derive it when required. That does not mean that you should by heart those things. This is something which you should be aware of. Next,